If you're a professional, especially here in India, you've probably felt it, right? That constant pull between the security of a steady job and that big dream of starting your own business. It's a huge decision, and today we're going to unpack the powerful myth that so often makes it even more complicated.
And it all kicks off with this one huge idea, this myth that we see absolutely everywhere. The belief that the only true path to getting rich is to become an entrepreneur. You know the picture it paints: the stressed out, stuck employee on one side and the free, successful business owner on the other. And man, does that put a ton of pressure on us.
So, this myth, it really puts us at a crossroads, doesn't it? A point where the pressure to pick a lane can feel, well, pretty overwhelming.
So you gotta ask yourself, is this the ultimate dilemma? The pressure from our families, from society, even from ourselves can make this choice feel incredibly heavy. It's a question that honestly fuels a lot of anxiety, isn't it?
Really get to the bottom of this.
Okay, we need to figure out why. What is it that makes that startup life, that allure of entrepreneurship, so incredibly tempting?
I mean, you've heard this a million times, right? This quote just perfectly captures the whole story we're sold. It paints entrepreneurship as the ultimate escape hatch, a direct path to total freedom, complete control, and of course, massive success. And look, this dream isn't just pulled out of thin air, it's built on some really powerful ideas. Of course, there's the appeal of being your own boss. Then you've got the media, constantly blasting us with stories of these unicorn startups. There's the promise of unlimited wealth, and just that deep cultural value we place on building something for ourselves.
Now we've got to flip the coin. Let's talk about the other side of this story, the part that doesn't get nearly as much airtime. We need to talk about the reality of what is, for most people, an entrepreneurial gamble.
Okay, just look at this number for a second. 90%. Seriously, just let that sink in.
A staggering 90% of all new businesses fail. It's a really harsh truth. For every single rocket ship success story we hear about, there are 9 others that never even got off the launch pad. This is the crucial detail, that massive risk that gets lost in all the hype.
So, if starting a business is such a massive gamble, what's the alternative? Is there another way? Well, it's time we talk about a path that's often looked down on, but is actually incredibly powerful: the salaried path to wealth. It's a route that can be super effective, but only if you have a clear strategy.
Two paths side by side. It's pretty eye-opening. On one hand, you have entrepreneurship, which is all about super high risk, right? It's volatile. But then you look at employment. The risk is way lower, it's stable, predictable, and you don't need a ton of money to get started. And here's the key takeaway. That stability, that's not a weakness, that's a massive strategic advantage.
This isn't just about showing up and collecting a paycheck. No, this is about having a real deliberate plan to climb the corporate wealth ladder. What does that mean? First off, you have to negotiate aggressively right from day one. Then you take that stable income and turn it into a wealth-generating machine by investing consistently. You have to leverage opportunities like stock options, which can be absolutely life-changing. And maybe most importantly, you build specialized skills that make you invaluable. This is a real methodical way to build serious wealth.
So, okay, we've looked at the big gamble versus the steady ladder. And that brings us to what might be the most important question in all of this. A question that's way more personal.
So what if we just redefined what rich even means? Because true wealth, real wealth, it's not just about the money in your bank account, is it? It's this whole state of well-being. It's having financial security, sure, but it's also about having mental peace and feeling personally fulfilled. And when you start to think about it like that, it totally frees you from that black and white job versus business trap.
So, I'm gonna leave you with one final thought to chew on. Just for a minute, forget what everyone else says. Forget the pressure. Ask yourself, what does a rich life actually mean to you? Is it the thrill and the risk of the gamble, or is it the peace of mind that comes with stability and a solid plan? Because at the end of the day, that answer, it's different for every single one of us. And figuring out your own answer, well, that's the most important step you can take.
Welcome. Let's cut through all the noise about money, shall we? We're not going to get into complex theories or confusing jargon, just one simple rule that can absolutely change your financial life.
You know that feeling, right? Your salary comes in, you pay your bills, you live your life, and then you look at your account and wonder, where did it all go? It can be so frustrating and honestly, a little unsettling, not knowing where you really stand.
But what if I told you that getting control isn't about some complicated spreadsheet or a huge, dense finance book? What if it's all about one fundamental secret? A secret that's been hiding in plain sight this whole time.
And here it is. This is the golden rule. Income minus expense equals surplus. That's it. I know it looks like simple math, but trust me, this is the bedrock of personal finance. Every single financial goal you have, it starts right here with this one powerful
Think
equation.
of this formula as your own personal financial GPS. I mean, without it, you're kind of just driving in the dark, hoping you end up somewhere good. But once you understand this, you have a map that can guide you from exactly where you are today to wherever it is you want to go.
Okay, so to really use this map, we first need to get crystal clear on its two main parts, income and expense. Now, they might seem obvious, but really understanding them is the most critical first step. So on one side, you've got your income. This is all the money that's flowing in, right? It's your salary, maybe a side hustle, any returns from investments. And then on the other side, you've got your expenses, all the money flowing out. We're talking rent, groceries, your phone bill, that daily coffee. It all adds up.
And the goal really is incredibly simple. Just make sure your income bar is always taller than your expense bar. Because that gap, that little bit of space between what you earn and what you spend, that's where all the magic happens. So let's focus on that gap for a second, because it isn't just empty space. It has a name and it holds an incredible amount of power. We call this a surplus.
Your surplus is the money that is truly yours to command. It's not for rent, it's not for bills, it's your tool for building the future that you actually want. This is not just some leftover change, you guys. This is your financial power.
Just imagine for a second, at the end of the month, after everything is paid for, you have $5,000 left over. That is a $5,000 surplus. Now, it might not seem like a life-changing amount at first, but generating that surplus, month after month, is the seed for building real wealth.
And you get to direct that power. Your surplus can become your safety net when you build an emergency fund. It can be put to work for you through investments. It can be the thing that gets you out of debt so much faster. Ultimately, it's the fuel for your biggest dreams.
Okay, so you get the formula. You see the power of a surplus. Now what? Well, the most important part is taking that very first step to actually apply this knowledge to your own life.
It's a super simple three-step plan you can literally start today. First, list out every single source of income you have. Second, just for 1 month, track everything you spend. The key here isn't to judge yourself, okay? It's just to gather the facts. And third, do the math. Income minus expenses. Find out what your number
There's a
is.
quote that just sums this all up perfectly. Knowing where your money goes is the first step to telling it where to go. Think about that. You can't be in control of your money if you don't even know its habits. This little formula gives you that knowledge. It lets you move from being a passenger in your financial life to being the one in the driver's seat.
So I'll leave you with this. You now have the map, the golden rule of your money. It's simple, it's clear, and it works. The only question left is, what's your first destination?